Hello and welcome to Home Studies e-learning for First. In today's lesson we're going to look at gerunds and infinitives. So let's begin. Okay, so we need to know which verb form we use. Sometimes when a verb follows another verb, the second verb needs to change. So we can either use the ing form or the infinitive form. The ing form or the gerund form is used in the following situations. Okay, first of all, let's look at when the verb is the subject. So for example, shopping online is very easy. When it's the object, I think shopping in a shopping centre is annoying. Or also when it's the complement, my favourite thing to do at weekends is shopping. We also use gerunds after prepositions. For example, I'm really bad at dancing. Or I'm fond of spending time with my grandmother. Okay, let's have a look at some more verbs which use the gerund form. So, for example, we have finish, admit, avoid, consider, delay, deny, forgive, imagine, involve, keep, mind, miss, postpone, practice, prevent, regret, resist, risk, and suggest. We also use it with these: give up, can't help, feel like, and put off. And also adore, enjoy, don't mind, dislike, can't stand, and detest. For example, I enjoy baking cakes with my daughter. I regret not going to college. Or you need to give up singing. Okay, now let's have a look at infinitives and their form. So we use to plus the infinitive, usually to express purpose. For example, I'm playing football every weekend to keep fit. Now we also use infinitives after adjectives, like these: cheap, delighted, happy, interesting, expensive, surprised, pleased, sorry, and nice. For example, I'm really happy to announce that the company is expanding. We are delighted to hear that you're expecting a baby. The car was too expensive to purchase. Okay, so there we're using the infinitive form: to announce, to hear, to purchase, after those adjectives. Okay, let's have a look at some more verbs that use the to plus the infinitive. So verbs like afford, agree, appear, arrange, ask, attempt, choose, decide, deserve, fail, hope, learn, manage, offer, plan, prepare, pretend, promise, refuse, seem, tend, wait, and wish. Have a look at these examples below. Have you arranged to meet your friends? I hope to graduate next month. I promise to love you for the rest of my life. Now with the following verbs, the direct object is required. Okay, so for advise, allow, enable, encourage, force, invite, order, persuade, recommend, remind, teach, tell, and warn. For example, my father warned me not to drive fast. My doctor advised me to eat lots of vegetables. I persuaded my husband to wash the dishes. And there he is. Okay, now let's have a look at some more examples where we use to plus the infinitive. Now in the following verbs, we use to plus the infinitive when we use would. So would prefer, would like, would hate, and would love. For example, I would love to visit Buckingham Palace. I would hate to run a marathon. And also, they would like to finish the project. Okay, now let's have a look at some structures where it's the verb and the infinitive without to. So, for example, modal verbs use this structure, like can, could, may, might, must, needn't, shall, should, will, and would. Let's see some examples, shall we? You must stir the mixture. Looking good. You should call your sister. She can borrow my laptop for the day. Okay, now let's have a look at these: would rather and had better. So these also use verb plus infinitive. I had better go and do my homework. I would rather go to that coffee shop. Okay, now let's just have a look at make and let. These also follow the structure for verb plus the infinitive. For example, let the song play to the end. Or, I made myself study all weekend for my English exam. Now, also with help, we use the infinitive or to plus the infinitive. For example, I helped her to move house. Or we can also say, I helped her move house. So we don't have to include the to there. Okay, now let's have a look at these examples where we can use the verb plus the gerund, or we can use to plus the infinitive. So they can use either pattern. So verbs like prefer, hate, like, and love. For example, I love playing chess. Or we can say, I love to play chess. I hate walking in the rain. Or I hate to walk in the rain. The meaning's the same there. Now, also we can use this with intend, start, begin, and continue. Look at these examples. She had an injury, but she intended to finish the race. She had an injury, but she intended finishing the race. Again, you can use either pattern. It was only 6 weeks until her holiday, so she started to get excited. Or we could say, it was only 6 weeks until her holiday, so she started getting excited. Again, we can use either pattern there, verb plus gerund or to plus the infinitive. Okay, now we're going to look at different meanings. Sometimes when we use the gerund or the infinitive form, the meaning changes. Let's have a look at this example using forget. So, I will never forget crashing my car. There we've used the ing in crashing with forget coming before it. In this case, we mean to remember something from the past. However, in the second example, don't forget to buy some bread tonight, is simply a reminder to buy some bread. In this case, we've used the infinitive with to. Now let's look at remember. I remember turning the oven off, in this case as a memory of something from the past. In the second example, I can't remember what I was meant to buy, meaning we've got forgetting to do something. Okay, and there we use the infinitive to buy after remember. With stop, she must stop smoking as it is bad for her health. We're talking about finishing the activity. Whereas in the second example, we stopped walking to look at the beautiful sunset. So here the meaning changes. We've stopped to do something else. And in this example, try, have a look here. I tried adding cinnamon to the recipe. And here we are experimenting with something. Whereas in the second example, I tried to hold my breath for as long as possible is an attempt at something quite difficult. So see the difference in meaning there. Okay, let's have a look at some further examples. Let's have a look at need. Now look at this one. The living room needs redecorating. Here, it's not essential. We mean that one day we could redecorate the living room. And we've used the ing there after needs. However, in the second example, we use the infinitive with to, and the meaning means it's necessary or important. I need to wash my hair. Okay, now let's have a look at mean. Look at this example. The trains aren't running. That means we will be getting the bus this week. Here we're expressing the result of the fact that the trains aren't running. We've used getting with ing after mean. However, in the second example, I meant to collect the delivery, but I didn't have time. We've used the infinitive with to, and we're talking about the intention to collect. Similarly, let's have a look at go on. I will go on complaining until I get a refund. Okay, here we're using ing after go on, and we're talking about continuing to do the same thing. However, look at the difference in the second sentence. After working in an office for a year, he went on to become a barista. Here we're using the infinitive with to after went on, and we're talking about an activity that has changed. Okay, I hope this review of gerunds and infinitives has been helpful, and it's over to you now for the test. So good luck and thank you very much.